Today's lesson is chapter 21, lesson 3. It's a hands-on lesson about area of triangles. So yesterday we talked about parallelograms. Today we're going to be talking about the area of triangles. So our objective is to derive. What does it mean to derive? Anyone know? Okay. Derive the formula for the area of a triangle using the formula for the area of a parallelogram. So basically it means take what you know, right? We learned about parallelogram yesterday, and come up with the area of a triangle using the information that we know from yesterday, okay? So yesterday, let's do a quick review. If you have a parallelogram, like so, how do we find the area of that? How do we find the area of that? Aniket?
Multiply base by height.
Exactly. Area equals base times height. So you take the base and you multiply it by the height, which is a perpendicular line to the base. Okay? We all agree that that's how we find the area of a parallelogram.
Yeah.
Okay? So knowing that, how can we use this formula to help us find the area of a triangle? Remember, in a parallelogram, the base can be any side. The height is the length of a perpendicular segment extending from a vertex to a base. So how can we use this to help us find out what the formula for a triangle is? Kyra?
You can multiply b times h times 1/2 because a triangle is kind of, if you slice the parallelogram in half, it's kind of forming two triangles.
Okay, so let me draw a parallelogram like you said. And you told me that we should slice this in half, right? So can you show me what do you mean by slicing it in half?
So I mean to draw a line from one edge of the parallelogram to the other.
Okay.
And because we know that the base, it's base times height, we need to find out one half of the parallelogram's base times height, because a triangle is 1/2 of a parallelogram.
Very good. So as you can see here, Kyra drew this line here, and it shows that this is chopped into 2 triangles, right? And so we're basically chopping this parallelogram in half. Okay, because you can form 2 triangles out of the parallelogram, but like she said, the base and the height remain the same. You're not changing the base and the height. It's still the same base and the height, but you're taking only half of the parallelogram. We don't need the whole thing. We only need the shape of a triangle, which is half of the parallelogram. Okay, so if you look at the picture on page 458, and you're drawing a parallelogram on grid paper. Okay, so you're going to use your graph paper, and I'm going to come up with a new one. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to draw a parallelogram, and on your graph paper, the base is 8 centimeters. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. So you're going to go across 8 centimeter cubes, okay, because this is in centimeters. So B equals 8 centimeters, okay. Then we know that the height is 3 centimeters, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, inside, okay. I'm actually doing this in the inside. Oh, that's hard to see, huh? Let me do a different color. 1, 2, 3, okay. Inside, I moved it over like 2 in, okay? And then I'm going to connect the corner of my height to the corner of my base, and then draw my line across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again, and then connect the 2 corners again. Okay? Remember, the top and the bottom have the same length. Okay? Top and bottom are 8. I know that my height is 3, and I made it inside, and then I connected my corners together. Okay? Now, like Kyra said, we're going to take this and we're going to draw a line from a vertex to a vertex, corner to corner, and show how this parallelogram can be split into 2 triangles. Okay? So if that's the case, let me do this in purple. Let's do a darker purple. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I drew a line from vertex to vertex, vertex to vertex. Okay. Vertex to vertex. I'm drawing that line. Okay, is that better? Vertex. Okay. So I drew it vertex to vertex, and you can see that there are now two triangles. One here, right? And one here. Okay? So, if I were to cut out this triangle, the one on bottom, the one that I'm shading in right now, if I were to cut this out and place it on top of this one here, would it be the same?
Yes.
Should it be or should it not be?
It should.
How many of you believe that it should be the same? How many of you believe it shouldn't be the same? Okay. So if I were to do that, and I placed it on top of the triangle, it should be the same. Okay? So, what do you notice about the base and the height of the triangle and the parallelogram, though? They are what? Are they different?
No, they're the same.
They're exactly the same, but they're what, Mark? Right, they're flipped over, right? So you can see here, this is still 8 centimeters, this is still 8 centimeters, this is still 3 centimeters, and this height right here is still 3 centimeters. The only thing that's changed is that it's flipped, okay? All right, and there's a word for that that you guys are going to learn later, okay? So there is a transformation that took place there in these triangles, but they're the same exact triangle, okay? So if you were to do that, then we know we take base times height. So we take area equals base times height. Area equals 8 times 3, which equals 24. But that's the area of a parallelogram. What do I have to do to figure out the triangle? Varsha. Divide by what? How many triangles do I have up there? Right, so you're going to divide by 2. You're going to divide by half, right? So 24 divided by 2 equals 12 centimeters squared. That would be the area of one of my triangles. If I put them both together, that would give me the parallelogram, and I have 24 centimeters squared. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to redraw number 1 in your notebooks, okay? So let's look at the picture, and how many centimeter squares is the base? Count it. 3, okay? So I want you to draw across over in the corner here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Draw your base. Okay? Then the height is how tall? 3. Also 3. Okay? But it's this, they extended it. 1, 2, 3 up to here. And then they connected the corners like so. Okay? So once you have drawn your triangle, okay, I want you to cut this out, and then I want you to redraw this triangle over here in the left corner. Again, I want you to redraw it. 1, 2, 3. Height is 1, 2, 3. Okay. I want you to redraw the same exact picture in the upper left-hand corner. But I want you to cut this one out. And after you cut it out, I want you to place it on top of here and see if they are exactly the same or not. You guys are doing two things. You're going to place it on top to see if it is the same area. That's step one. And then the second thing you're going to do is I want you to make a parallelogram out of these two triangles.